Mazda has 3 design studios, one in California, one in Frankfurt, but of course the main one is in Hiroshima in Japan. But all studios work together to create, whether it's show cars, whether it's production cars, because we sell the same cars in all the major world markets. Right. So it's a global car in that sense. But that's not a compromise. It's about finding the spiritual feelings, sensitivities that respond throughout all those different markets. So that's why KODO is wonderful. KODO means solid motion, which is not precise in terms of something physical, but it's a feeling, it's a sensation. Okay. So what you're seeing here is the next step of KODO, but it still means, as before, solid motion. So one of the key differences between Mazda design and every other design company is not the designers who start the design process. It's our sculptors, it's our modelers. So having worked the last 5 years to decide how KODO will go forward, we work with artists, fashion designers to understand what emotional input do they put into their artwork. And having seen that, we believe that they have like a telepathy with the materials they use and the tools they use. So what happens here, this is unique in the car industry, our modelers start the design process. So they, in this sculpture, this simple sculpture, have to express the emotion we want the final car to have. So they don't create the car, they create visual of the emotion. That inspires the designers. So this emotion here, as long as we get it exactly in the car, that's our target. When this body side comes around here, there's no reflections whatsoever. There's almost no design on the car. So more pure and simple than that, it's impossible to get. Here, for example, it's just black. Then you see the reflection on the strong body shoulder. This gives the proportion and elegance. But in the body side, there's nothing happening. Then you see this reflection seems to appear from nowhere. That's the new KODO movement. It's movement in the car itself. Here you see reflections from all around, the people standing by the car, and this gives this car this wonderful elegance, at the same time simplicity. So there's a kind of a magic change. The car changes its shape. It's a bit like a chameleon. So we spent 2 years just sculpting the body, because here it looks like exciting reflections, but when we actually create it in clay, we use this matte material, brown matte material. You can't see any shapes at all. So our sculptors, our models, actually have to feel the surface because they physically can't see it. As soon as we put a line on it that they can see in clay, we lose the simplicity. For example, here, any line there would then disturb the purity.
Kind of like with that, at the very bottom of the doors, you have a little bit of chrome, and then it's just there, and then it stops. It doesn't continue all the way.
It doesn't continue, so it suggests motion. And that allows you this feeling. You can interpret it yourself. So I think the thing is, it's an emotional effect that we went from here. We want you to have the same emotional effect here.
Okay.
So if we went from front to back with a piece of chrome, there's no imagination left for you to decide where that chrome is going or where those reflections are coming from. So I think it's really important, this emotional feeling you feel, but it's your interpretation.
So when is this latest evolution of the KODO design language going to start appearing on production models?
Well, what we've done also at the show, we have the KAI concept, which has a very similar design approach to the RX Vision. We have this one here, Vision Coupe. This shows Mazda elegance, and the KAI and the RX Vision show Mazda sensuality. The KODO design will go in these 2 different directions, and every new Mazda will be between the 2. So you won't have to wait too long to see the first production version of the latest KODO generation. Before you get there, step by step, the new Mazda 6, for example, already has an interior which follows this simplicity, purity direction, which is already a taster for the new generation. So step by step you'll see it coming up. But in the not too distant future you'll see a brand new model where, I can't tell you unfortunately which one, but you can have a look at the show and make your own judgments what that possibly could be. Mazda direction of KODO will move in 2 separate directions. There's the sensuality that you see here in the KAI, and the elegance and purity and simplicity of the Vision Coupe. All new models will go in those somewhere between those two directions. With the KAI, we have the simplicity again. The body side changes as the car moves around or as you walk around the car. But what you reveal here, so much right now, because it's picking up the reflection here, which is a much more simple one. But when it comes around the other direction, you will see there's a very strong S reflection. And that's a very similar reflection that we used on the RX Vision. So this shows the sensuality of Mazda in contrast to the elegance of the Vision Coupe. Normally, Asian companies do not hold on to a design identity for too long. They're obviously continually changing. But the 5-point grille from Mazda has been with us for almost 20 years. Obviously developed to this point where we're now using the grille to extend into the shape of the body side. That's where you have this strong horizontal feel of the new signature wing. And that also gives the car this precision, this animal kind of concentration, and that's in pure contrast then with the sensuality of the body side.
The way I also think it's nice about this is that it's going to age incredibly well. In say 20 years time, a simpler design is still going to look elegant, premium, and above all, modern.
Well, that's our hope as well, because as I said to you earlier, I think we've come to the point where we don't want to do busy, complicated cars. We want to do simple, pure cars that people can enjoy for the beauty in itself, for the character that that beauty has, and that seems to have a timeless quality. And that's our hope that it remains like that.